That's my daughter's, Evelyn. You took it from our porch.
Well, you people leave things out all the time. Don't act surprised.
This ends now.
It was one of those crisp September mornings in Franklin Grove, a quiet suburb in Ohio where the air carried the faint scent of freshly cut grass and the promise of a lazy weekend. I stood in my kitchen, the sunlight streaming through the window, casting warm patches on the oak floor. My coffee was strong, just how I liked it, and the world felt right. My daughter, Mia, was upstairs, probably still dreaming of her next adventure. At 9, she was my spark full of energy, with a smile that could light up the darkest room. Her prized possession, a Wonder Woman tracksuit, was her badge of courage. It wasn't just clothes. It was her armor, a vibrant blue hoodie with a golden lasso emblem and matching pants she wore everywhere: parks, bookstores, even imaginary battles in our backyard. The night before, we'd tackled our weekly laundry ritual. Mia had insisted on folding her Wonder Woman outfit herself, placing it carefully at the top of the basket. I left it on our screened-in porch to air out, a habit I picked up from my mother. There's something about the night air that gives clothes a freshness no dryer can match. Our house, a modest 2-story on Elmwood Lane, sat in a neighborhood that prided itself on community-tree-lined streets, tidy lawns, and kids playing without fear. We were one of the few Latino families on the block, a fact that usually didn't matter but occasionally felt like a spotlight in subtle, uncomfortable ways. That morning, as I sipped my coffee, I had no clue that a storm was brewing just 3 houses down. I didn't know that a neighbor, Evelyn Carter, was about to turn our peaceful Saturday into a battlefield of lies and malice. Evelyn was in her early 60s, with perfectly styled silver hair and sharp green eyes that always seemed to judge. She lived with her grandson, Ethan, a quiet 11-year-old with a permanent frown. Our interactions had always been strained polite on the surface, but laced with tension. When we moved in 2 years ago, she'd brought over a store-bought pie and said, "It's nice to see some new faces around here." The smile didn't reach her eyes, and her tone carried an edge I couldn't quite place. She'd comment on my music when I worked in the yard. Soft salsa, barely audible. Once asked if I was the new handyman while I was planting tulips in my own garden. Small slights, like pebbles in your shoe, you're supposed to ignore. A month earlier, I'd installed a security camera on the porch after a few packages went missing: a new pair of sneakers for Mia, a book I'd ordered. The camera was discreet, tucked under the eaves, with high-definition video, motion detection, and cloud storage. I felt a bit paranoid, but something told me it was necessary. That morning, at 6:03 a.m., my phone pinged with a motion alert. I glanced at it, assumed it was a raccoon, and ignored it. I wish I hadn't. I called upstairs. "Mia, Wonder Woman, time to get ready." Her excited footsteps echoed as I stepped onto the porch to grab the laundry basket. My heart sank. The basket was there, towels neatly folded, but the Wonder Woman tracksuit was gone. No wind, no breeze, the air was still as glass. I checked the bushes, the lawn, even the sidewalk. Nothing. My pulse quickened, not with panic yet, but with the nagging sense that something was wrong. "Daddy, where's my suit?" Mia stood in the doorway, her eyes wide with hope. "Just looking, sweetheart," I said, forcing calm. Then I saw her. 3 houses down, Evelyn was marching away, her posture rigid, clutching a bundle of blue fabric, Mia's tracksuit. Ethan trailed behind, his face unreadable. I called out, "Evelyn." My voice was sharper than intended, cutting through the morning quiet. She froze, then turned slowly, her face a mask of outrage. "How dare you shout at me?" she snapped. I strode toward her, stopping a good 12 feet away. "Is that my daughter's tracksuit?" I asked, pointing at the bundle. Her eyes widened in mock surprise. "This?" Ethan thought it was his size. "We assumed it was for charity." The lie was so blatant it stung. "Charity?" "It was folded in a basket on my porch, Evelyn." "That's private property." Ethan piped up. "Grandma said you wouldn't care." "You've got plenty." Evelyn shushed him, her gaze locked on me. "You people leave things out all the time. It's an eyesore. If you don't want it taken, don't leave it lying around." "You people." The words hit like a slap, heavy with prejudice. My anger hardened into resolve. "Give me the tracksuit, Evelyn." Now. That's when she switched gears. Her face morphed into fear, and she stepped back, pulling Ethan behind her. "Don't come near us," she shrieked. loud enough for the whole street to hear. You're threatening me and my grandson. I hadn't moved. I stood still, hands at my sides, but she was already dialing 911. Help! I'm being attacked, she wailed into the phone. He's aggressive, a Latino man, very threatening. Please hurry. My stomach dropped. This wasn't just theft. She was painting me as a villain, using my identity as a weapon. Mia watched from the doorway, confused and scared. I gave her a nod, stay calm. I've got this, though I wasn't sure I did. A police cruiser pulled up, lights flashing. 2 officers stepped out. Officer Brooks, older and grizzled, and Officer Nguyen, younger and alert. Evelyn ran to them, clutching the tracksuit. Thank God you're here. He tried to attack us, she cried, pointing at me. Their eyes flicked to me, hands near their holsters. I stood still, hands visible. Stay where you are, sir, Brooks said. I'm not moving, I replied evenly. Nguyen asked Evelyn for her story. She spun a tale of me storming out, screaming, lunging at her over old rags. Brooks turned to me, skepticism in his eyes. Your side, sir? She walked onto my porch, took my daughter's tracksuit from our laundry basket, and I asked for it back. That's all. Evelyn scoffed. He's lying. Search him. He's probably on something. The accusation was a gut punch, but I stayed calm. Officers, I have a security camera. It recorded everything at 6:03 a.m. You can see it on my computer. Evelyn's face twitched. He's bluffing. It's probably fake. But the officers followed me inside. I sat Mia down with her tablet and pulled up the footage. It showed Evelyn sneaking onto my porch, rifling through the basket, inspecting the tracksuit, and slipping it into a bag. The second clip showed our confrontation, me calm questions, her escalating lies, and the 10 feet between us. The audio caught every word of her 911 call, dripping with exaggeration. Brooks' face darkened with anger, not at me, at her. Nguyen looked stunned. We walked back outside, where Evelyn waited, expecting me in cuffs. Brooks handed me the tracksuit. Ma'am, filing a false report is a crime, as is theft. You're getting citations for both. Evelyn's tears turned real. Arrest? I'm a senior citizen. He can afford more. They let her off with fines due to her age, but warned her record was now marked. As the cruiser drove off, Evelyn hissed. This isn't over, Javier. You think you're untouchable with your big job and fancy house. One word stuck out. Tablet. Mia didn't own a tablet, just a basic e-reader. Why mention it? That evening, my neighbor Linda, a retired nurse, brought over brownies and a story. Evelyn had borrowed her garden tools, never returning them. Another neighbor, Tom, mentioned missing Halloween lights, blamed on Evelyn's HOA complaints. She was a serial thief, cloaked in neighborly concern. With Linda's help, we dug deeper. Her sister, a social worker, revealed Evelyn's financial woes, debts from her son's failed business, living on a pension, barely affording rent. Then I found a forum post by Ethan. I want a tablet for my birthday, but Grandma says we can't afford it. A reply, traced to Evelyn's alias, read, some neighbors have more than they need. Maybe asked the right way. The truth hit hard. The tracksuit was bait. Evelyn planned to provoke me, call 911, and sue for emotional distress, banking on racial bias to paint me as a threat. A settlement could clear her debts and buy Ethan's tablet. My camera had foiled her, but she wasn't done. 2 weeks later, my boss, Karen, called. Javier, there's a video about you online. It's bad. It was Evelyn, in a dim apartment, sobbing. I'm a senior on a fixed income, just trying to be neighborly. The video used my camera footage, edited to show me storming out, looming over her, my voice looped to sound aggressive. Captions called me a wealthy consultant terrorizing an elderly woman, ending with a crowdfunding link for her legal defense. My blood ran cold. She'd turned my evidence against me, crafting a narrative where I was the villain. My job, my reputation, my life were at stake. Karen promised support, but I knew the internet's power. Mudsticks. I couldn't fight this alone. I texted Linda and Tom for an emergency meeting. We watched the video, rage replacing shock. She's using my stolen lights in her sob story. Tom fumed. We decided to fight fire with truth. We made a video, The Truth on Elmwood Lane, using the full, unedited footage. Neighbors recorded statements. Linda about her tools, Tom about his lights, others about open mail. The HOA president confirmed Evelyn's lease termination for multiple violations. I introduced the video calmly, explaining the theft, the 911 call, and Evelyn's lawsuit scheme. We sent it to community pages and the crowdfunding site. Within hours, her page was suspended, her video removed, and ours went viral locally, with comments supporting us. Evelyn sent a final, hateful email, which I deleted. Her power was gone. That November, Elmwood Lane held its first potluck. Tables lined the street, filled with tamales, pies, and laughter. Mia played with the new neighbor's kids, her Wonder Woman tracksuit gleaming. Linda handed me a cider. Evelyn's poison brought us together, she said. I nodded. She tried to frame me, but the neighborhood showed the world who I was: a father, a friend, a fighter for justice. Mia asked one night, "Are the new neighbors good, Daddy?" Her trust, shaken by Evelyn, broke my heart. "We give them a chance, Mija," I said. "Truth and courage will handle the rest." The street was quiet again, not with fear, but with the hum of a community united. That was the real victory. What do you think about this story? Have you ever faced injustice or seen someone manipulate the truth for personal gain? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about standing up to lies and fighting for what's right. Your voice matters.